Hello and welcome. My name is Seshu and I'm part of NetExperts Academy. In this video, I'm going to show to you how to configure router on stick. So in this lab, I'm going to take one Cisco router and one Cisco switch, and also I'm going to configure three different VLANs. So here the switch, which is layer 2 switch, and inside my layer 2 switch, I'm going to configure three different VLANs. The first one is green VLAN, second one is red VLAN, and third one is blue VLAN. So for each VLAN, for identification, I'm going to assign the VLAN ID is 10, 20, and 30. And these three VLANs that I'm going to configure inside my layer 2 switch. And also here the router, which is Cisco, is going to act as a gateway for all these three VLANs. So here E0 by 1, which is going to carry all this VLANs information. So what I'm going to do in the Cisco switch, I'm going to configure it as a trunk. Then after that, I'm going to send this all three VLANs information through single interface. And here on Cisco router, I'm going to configure three subinterfaces. Those names like E0/1.10. So this is for VLAN number 10. And I'm going to assign the IP address, which is 192.168.10.1/24. So here for VLAN number 10 that I'm going to use it 192.168.10.0 network. And for the red VLAN that I'm going to configure one more subinterfaces, which is 1.20. Here I'm going to configure it 192.168.20.1/24. And for blue VLAN that I'm going to configure one more subinterface, which is E0/1.30. Then I'm going to configure 30.1/24. So these three subinterfaces that I'm going to configure it inside my Cisco router. And also the E0 by 0, which is connected to my ISP network directly. So that these three VLANs at the end of the day, they need to get the internet access. You get my point, guys? So what I'm trying to show you in this lab, how to create subinterfaces inside my Cisco router and how to configure the VLANs inside my Cisco switch. So those topics I'm going to cover it in this lab. In my next lab that I'm going to show you how to configure the NAT and how you are going to route your traffic from your local network to the internet. Those things we are going to see. So let's go and have a look. So I have my GNS here. Let's open my GNS3 and let's go and build the lab. So first of all, click on File and click on the new blank project. So here the project name means that I'm going to say Cisco router on stick. Router on stick. So this is the concept. Okay, this is my project name. Say okay. Now first of all, I'm going to take a router. So I'm going to take a router. This is my Cisco router, which is having 17.15.1.1 is the firmware. Now I'm going to take switch. So let's go and take a switch, which is my same 17.15.1. Basically, this is your layer 3 switch. But as for my laptop policy, I'm going to make it as a layer 2 switch. But even if you don't do that, it's okay. There's no problem for it. So I'm going to take three pieces. So virtual PC 1. So I'm going to say 1. And virtual PC 2. And virtual PC 3. So there is a three different PCs that I'm going to take it here. So let's go and take internet connection as well. So I'm going to take NAT interface is my internet. Now let's go and do the connecting. PC1, Ethernet 0 by 0, PC2, Ethernet 0 by 1, PC3, Ethernet 0 by 2. Now I'm going to connect on E0 by 1. I'm going to connect E0 by 0 towards my net 0 interface. So this is my laptop policy. Just fire, say yes. Okay, so just make it up. Perfect. So here the concern is that I'm going to configure 3 VLANs as I discussed to you earlier, guys. So PC1, I'm going to keep it into VLAN number 10. PC2, I'm going to keep it into VLAN number 20. PC3, I'm going to keep it into VLAN number 30. Now, in switch E0 by 3, that I'm going to configure it as a truck. And in E0 by 1, which is connected in my Cisco router, there I'm going to configure 3 subinterfaces. So one for VLAN number 10, one for VLAN number 20, and one for VLAN number 30. Then after that, I'm going to configure the IP address. So the IP address is going to act as a gateway 10.1, 20.1, and 30.1. Also for the bonus that I'm going to configure the DHCP pool for all these VLANs, so that my Cisco router is going to act as a DHCP server here. And also I'm going to terminate my internet connection on E0 by 0. That's what I'm going to do, guys. So these are the things that I'm going to show to you in this lab. So first of all, what you can do, just double click on your Cisco switch. So you can able to see the console. So first, a little bit increase the, okay, and if you want to just move this guy a little bit here so that everybody can see the lab at the same time and they can know what exactly I'm trying to do. Okay, so first thing is that I'm going to go to the configuration mode. So if you want to verify what are the VLANs are there, so you need to type a command do show VLAN brief. Now you guys can see here by default there is a VLAN number 1, which is the default VLAN, and all the interfaces belongs to the VLAN number 1. So now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to configure 3 different VLANs. VLAN number 10, and I'm going to say name, which is green, and VLAN number 20, name, which is red, exit. VLAN number 30, name is blue. So do show VLAN brief. So you can able to see there is a 3 different VLANs that I configured here. Now I'm going to shift the ports as per my laptop policy. So interface is 0 by 0. Then you can say switch port mode access. Then switch port access, switch port access, which is VLAN number 10, exit. Then interface is 0 by 1, and some people they used to type the command which is switch port host. Then after that they can type switch port access VLAN number 20. So you guys can see here the moment when you type switch port host, it's saying that switch port mode will be set to access mode, and spanning tree port first is going to be enabled, and channel group will be disabled. So these 3 things is going to be affected on this specific port. So that's the beauty of this one, guys. Or else what you can do, you can type switch port mode access. Then after that, you can specify which VLAN you are going to shift the specific port. So right now, you can see either you can do it either this way or you can do it either this way. There is no problem for it. But I just want to ask you one quick question to you guys. For example, if you don't type a command, switch port mode access, what's the default mode of your port? Can anybody guess? And can you please let me know? So if I want to see that, what is the default mode? See, actually what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to say, hey, you are the access port. This is what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to tell you here, if I don't type this command, switch port mode access, then what is the default mode of this specific port? Can anybody guess? And can you please let me know on this? Yeah. So let's move back to interface E0 by 2. Then after that, switch port host. And if you guys can see here, I'm not typing the complete command. Just I can type SW space host. Your Cisco iOS knows that even if you don't type the complete command. So, but my personal advice for everybody, guys, if you are doing CCNA level, please try to type the full command so that it's good for you to practice. And after that, switchboard access VLAN number 30. Say exit, do right. Then after that, verification, do show VLAN brief. Now you guys can see here, there is a Ethernet 0 by 0, which is part of VLAN number 10, and Ethernet 0 by 1, which is part of VLAN number 20, and Ethernet 0 by 2, which is part of VLAN number 30. So total I have created 3 different VLANs and I have shifted the ports according to my requirement. Then after that, E0 by 3, I need to make it as a trunk port. So if you don't make it as a trunk port, what's going to happen? Please comment in, just give me your comments below on my video. Okay, whenever you are watching this, please give me your comments. So anyway, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to configure interface E0 by 3. Usually, most of the people in nowadays, they just type switch port mode trunk. So what do you mean by trunk? Which is going to carry multiple VLANs information. So that is called trunk. But access means what? Access belongs to a specific port. You get my point, guys? Access belongs to a specific VLAN, not port. I'm sorry for it. Okay. So the trunk is nothing but it is part, the trunk port, which belongs to all the VLANs. So the moment when you made it as a trunk, you cannot see this port when you type show VLAN brief on belongs to a specific VLAN, because this belongs to everybody. That's why when you type show VLAN brief, you cannot see this port. Either it belongs to VLAN number 1 or 10 or 20 or 30. Why? Because this is the one which is going to carry all the VLANs information. That's why you are not able to see that port after you finish this configuration. Now you guys can see here, when you type interface E0 by 3, switch port mode trunk, when you hit enter, it will throw you an error. Hey, I'm sorry, buddy, I'm rejecting this command. Why? What's this? So the reason behind it, in the olden days in Cisco, they have ISL protocol. And there is nowadays most of the people, not most of the people, everybody they use .1Q, which is the open standard. So now what you are going to do, you need to tell to your trunk port, hey, you use .1Q protocol. So how you are going to say switch port trunk encapsulation .1Q. Then after that you can type switch port mode trunk. That's it. Now you guys can see here, when you type, you get my point, guys. When you type, it's showing that you guys can see there the status of the port it's showing. You can type here do show interface trunk, and you can see what is the trunk port, which is E0 by 3, and you can see the encapsulation method, which is 802.1Q, right? And it's ready to carry the VLANs 1, 10, 20, and 30. And one more thing is, if you type do show VLAN brief, you guys can see here E0 by 3 is disappeared. You can see that. Even it's not part of VLAN number 1. It's not part of VLAN number 10. It's not part of VLAN number 20 and 30. It belongs to every VLAN. So that's very, very important, guys. That's why whenever you type show VLAN brief, that time, if you don't see any port, then you just think this port might be a trunk port. Get my point, guys? That's very, very important. Now what I'm trying to do, this is the configurations that I'm going to do it at the switch side. And also, is it a layer 3 switch or is it a layer 2 switch? How I know that? If you want to know that, you can type do to IP route. You can see it showing the routing table. Hey, why it's showing routing table, buddy? Because this is the layer 3 switch. That's the reason it does switching as well as it does routing. But I don't want to see the routing table. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to disable the routing here. So how you are going to disable? I say no IP routing. Simply you can say no IP routing. Now if I do show IP route, it's saying that I'm sorry, I don't have a routing table. You get my point, guys? It's going to act as a pure layer 2 switch. You get my point? Still, if you want to use it as a layer 3 switch, you can use it. There is no problem. But as for my lab topology, what I'm trying to show you here, I'm trying to use this switch as my layer 2 switch. And I did the configuration on E0 by 3. And I configured 3 VLANs. I have shifted those ports, like what as per my lab topology, into respect to the VLANs. So if you want to see that information, you can go and have a look. So this is what I have done. Now I need to go to the router. Just double click on that. See enter. Then now what I'm going to do now, first of all, I need to go to the connft. Then interface E0 by 1. So here, can I assign the IP address here? This is the biggest question from everyone. No, what's wrong in that if you are going to assign the IP address? Hey, there's no problem, buddy. But that IP address is not belongs to any VLAN. It's not belongs to VLAN number 10. It's not belongs to VLAN number 20. It's not belongs to VLAN number 30. Why? Because we clearly mentioned in your Cisco switch, hey, there is some profit which is going to come from VLAN number 10, 20, and 30. You get my point, guys? Then I can say that, okay, Sishu, if you want assign the IP address, you tell me that this IP address belongs to which VLAN? That's the biggest question. Guys, the secret answer is that it belongs to VLAN number 1. We can see that part as well. But right now, what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to assign any IP address. So that's a bonus for you guys. So you can simply say, no shutdown. That's it. Then after that, you can create a subinterface under the physical interface. So E0 by 1 is your main interface. Under this, we are going to configure 3 subinterfaces. So interface E0 by 1 dot 10. Again, people have a question. Seshu, is it required really that I need to give you exactly the VLAN number here as a subinterface? Not at all. Not required. You can give any number, that's okay, no issues. But my purpose is that it's easy for me to remember, hey, this subinterface belongs to VLAN number 10. That's why I configured E0/1.10. So this belongs to, this subinterface belongs to VLAN number 10. So I hit enter. Then after that, you need to go and assign the IP address. Then it say that, hey, you didn't tell me this subinterface belongs to which VLAN. So let's go and do that. Many people, they get confused and they say IP address 192.168.10.125.25.25.0. It's saying that, hey, sorry, buddy, I'm not going to accept this IP address. Please tell me this subinterface belongs to which VLAN. So for that, you need to say encapsulation .1q. Yeah. Now you just go and assign the IP address. It's ready to take it. Now, if you want to see this output, you can type show IP interface brief. You guys can see here E0 by 1. Under this, I can able to see there is a subinterface which is 1.10, and I assign the IP address is 192.168.10.1. So I'm going to do the similar configuration for VLAN number 20 as well as VLAN number 30. So how we are going to do? You can say interface E0 by 1.20. Then you can type encapsulation. Hey, do I need to type these commands again and again? Yes, you need to type, but you don't need to type the complete command. You just type encap, then say press tab, then it's going to fill the remaining command. Encapsulation .120. Then after that, is there any chance that I can able to see the previous commands which I type? No problem, buddy. You can see that. You can use your arrow keys, up arrow, and you can see the previously what commands you type it. Then you can change according to that. Yes, you can do that. So, and also, is it really required to type exit command? Nobody. It's not required, but it's a way. The way if you are going to do like type exit and typing new commands and all, it's like a systematic way that you are following. But still, if you say no, Sishu, I don't want to follow it, no problem. No problem. You can just type interface 0/1.30. Then after that, type here encapsulation .1q30. Then I will just want to assign the IP address 30.1. That's it. Now save the configuration. Hey, why did you type do? Because I'm in the global configuration mode. So this write memory command, which belongs to my privilege mode. So whenever you are going to save the configuration, I need to go back to my privilege mode, and there I need to type the write command. But without going to the privilege mode from global configuration, you can simply type do and type the command whatever you want to execute. That's why did you notice here when you type show IP interface brief, it will throw you an error. It will say, hey, sorry, buddy, I don't know what is this command. But in front of this command, if you type do, then it's going to give you the output. I hope everybody is clear what I'm trying to talk. So these are the things that I'm going to do it, guys. And one more thing, as I told you, that I'm planning to configure the DHCP. Correct, guys? So for the configuration of DHCP, what you are going to do, let's go and configure the DHCP pool. But here, I just want to give you some brief overview before you are going to configure the DHCP. So always remember, guys, let's say that for VLAN number 10, I'm planning to configure 192.168.10.0/24. This is the subnet that you are planning to configure. Agree? So whenever you are going to configure the DHCP, always the best practice is that you try to exclude some IP addresses. What is excluded, right? Which means you are going to reserve some IP addresses. That's always important, guys. Whenever you are working in the production environment, maybe suddenly you need a couple of IP addresses, and those IP addresses you want to assign to your server. Get my point? Maybe you need some NVR, or maybe you have a PABX, or maybe you have some other service. Maybe you need to assign the static IP address. Static means manual, you need to assign an IP address. So that time you cannot go back and you cannot think, okay, which IP address is available, let's go and figure it out. It's going to take a lot of time. You need to run some IP scanners and all, you need to run in your network, and you need to figure it out which IP address is available and all. Those things will create a lot of headache, guys. As a best engineer, always you try to reserve some IP addresses. If somebody asks you, hey, I want to install NVR, I need one static IP address, you can say that, okay, take this IP which is available. So it's up to you guys. So now my plan is that I want to reserve from 192.168.10.1 to 192.168.10.100. So these are the IP addresses that I want to reserve it. Okay. So if anybody asks you my DHCP pool, from where you are going to start the IP address, it's going to start from 192.168.10.101 to 10.254. That is the range. Get my point? If somebody tells you that, hey, I want an IP address, then immediately your DHCP pool, what it will do, it's going to check other than excluded, it's going to start from 10.101. So the first guy is going to get the IP address is 10.101. And second person is going to get 10.102. Third person will get 10.103. Get my point, guys? So this is the way how you are going to configure. So that's the beauty of it. Get my point, guys? So let's go and configure the DHCP pool. So how you are going to configure the DHCP pool here? You need type IP. First of all, what I told you guys, you need to exclude first. Then after that, you are going to configure the pool. So IP DHCP excluded address 192.168.10.1 to 192.168.10.100. Then after that, I want to configure IP DHCP pool. This is for VLAN number 10. So this name, it could be anything, guys, but try to give you some meaningful names. It makes sense. Okay. Then after that, you can say network 192.168.10.0/24. Then default router, who is the gateway? Same 192.168.10.1. Who is the DNS? 8.8.8. What is your alternate DNS? 1.1.1.1. That's it. Save the configuration. Now go to PC number 1. So PC number 1 belongs to VLAN number 10. So right now I have configured the DHCP for my VLAN number 10, and also I configured the subinterface and I kept into the VLAN number 10. Right, guys? So now if my configuration is correct, my PC is going to get the IP address from my Cisco router. But again, I have a quick question here. Seshu, is there any chance that I can able to see the DORA process, what's happening exactly? Of course, buddy, you can able to see that. How? Just right click here on your PC, says tab capture, and click on OK. So if the Wireshark is installed behind the scenes, you can able to see. Okay, guys. Now what I'm going to do now, where is mine? Okay. Now just type here in GNS, type IP DHCP, then hit enter. Now it does the DORA process. DORA means what? Discover, offer, request, and acknowledgement. Boom! Then you are going to see the IP address, which is 192.168.10.1. 10.101. Is it? Show me practically, Seshu. Yes, you can just type here. The filter is DHCP. Say enter. Hey, are you able to see this? Discover. Oh, he sent the 2 times discover, right? It's okay, no problem, man. Discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. Oh, who sent this discovery? If you want to know more details about it, initially your PC doesn't have any IP address. That's why you can see source address is 000. The destination is 255. It's a broadcast packet, right? Then after that, somebody is offered. Who offered it? 10.1. He offered it. And which IP address he offered it? 192.168.10.101. Then immediately your PC said that, okay, buddy, please give me that IP address. And finally, 10.1, he given the IP address to 10.101. So this is the DORA process. So somebody, they may ask you, can you please tell me what is DORA process? You can tell them, so this is the between the client and server. The communication between the client and server, that is called DORA process. So in case if the client wants to get an IP address, it does the DORA. So discover, offer, request, and acknowledge. So let me close this part. Stop. And also if you want to come out this, just right click here, stop caption. It's very simple and straightforward. Now what you guys can do now, you try to do the same thing for other VLANs as well. So I'm going to configure IP-DHCP. Anyway, I don't want to type the commands. I just want to use the previous command. But whenever you are going to use the previous commands, you should be very careful, guys. 20.12, 20.100. Then after that, same thing. IP-DHCP VLAN number 20. Then after that, network. I'm planning to use 20.0. Default router that I'm going to configure 20.1. DNS server, same thing I'm going to follow this. Exit. That's it. Now, you just double click on your PC2. Then you can able to see it here. IP-DHCP. Now you guys can see here the DORA process, if it is correct, is going to run and you are going to get the IP address, which is 20.101. That's good. Get my point, guys? And also I have a quick question. Seshu, is there any chance, because these commands are already here, is there any chance that I can able to copy these commands and paste in my notepad and I can do some changes, then after that I'll come back to my router console? Can I paste it? Absolutely, man. You can do that. There is no problem for it. You can save the time. But very important thing, if you don't want to, just a minute. Okay. Now you guys can see here. So there is a VLAN, I told you. So if somebody, they may ask you, can I copy the commands? Can I do that? Yes, you can do that, guys. You can type do show history and type here. These are the commands that you type. Correct? So simply what you can do, just copy this. Just copy this. Click on this. Open the notepad. Paste it here. Then after that, change. But be careful, guys. Whenever you are going to do these activities, you should be very, very careful. Okay? So, is there anything? That's it. Now, copy this guy and go back here and be ready to paste. But before you are going to paste, always, my personal advice is that see each and every line carefully, because anyway you are not typing. So my request is that please see the lines properly. Most of the people, they do these mistakes. Okay, sometimes it may create double work. So right click, there you go, boom, the command is there. Now save the configuration. Now you can type here to run section DHCP. Boom, you are going to see all these 3 VLANs. And you can see the DHCP is configured for VLAN number 10, 20, and 30. That's the beauty of it, guys. Yeah. Now what you can do, just double click on your PC3 and type IP-DHCP. If it is correct, you are going to get the IP address. If there is something wrong, you need to figure it out. Now this is properly fine. The DORA process has done. Congratulations, you got the IP address. Now, if you want to test whether you can able to ping to your gateway or not, you can type here. There you go. And go to PC number 2 and type it there. ping 192.168.20.1 and type it here, PC1, ping 192.168.10.1. There you go. That's the beauty of it, guys. That's what we are going to do. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to configure the NAT interface. Oh, what is this NAT issue? It's very simple, guys. In GNS3 by default, we have a NAT interface. This NAT interface by default, the DHCP is enabled. So this is like your service provider. Consider like that you are connected to your ISP. So through this NAT interface, you can communicate to the internet. That's what you can do it. So now, your Cisco router is going to act as a DHCP client, and your NAT interface is going to act as a DHCP server. You get my point, guys? And something surprising I want to tell you here. Whenever your service provider is going to act as a DHCP server, that time when you request for the IP address, they will give you the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and along with that, they are going to inject one default. This is very, very important, guys. By default, whenever you get the IP address from your service provider, if it is a DHCP, then you are going to get IP address, subnet mask, default gate, along with that, the default route. So here the default gateway is nothing but the default route is going to inject and which is going to point into your service provider. That's the concept. Okay. So again, don't get confused here. Try to see what I'm trying to say. For example, if you type do show IP route, there is no default route in my routing table, right, guys? So right now, what I'm trying to do, interface is 0 by 0, IP DHCP. You need to type a command because I'm saying that I want to get the IP address from my service provider. So that's why I'm typing this command, IP DHCP. And some people, they may ask you, Seshu, first I can type no shutdown. After that, I can type no DHCP, IP DHCP. Can I do that? Yeah, of course you can. No shut. Then after that, IP DHCP. Okay. IP DHCP. IP address DHCP. What is this? IP address DHCP. So I'm saying that get the IP address from the DHCP. That's the meaning of it. Okay. Now, if you just wait for a few seconds, do show IP interface brief, and I'm going to say exclude unassigned. Now, still not yet come. Congratulations! Congratulations! You guys can see here. It got the IP address 192.168.122.118. But again, Seshu, show me where is the default route, buddy. Okay, but before that, I want to show you previously, I don't have a default route in my routing table. So now what I can type, do show IP route. Right. So exciting. Do show IP route. Did you see here? There is a default route. Now if you type do ping 4.2.2, congratulations. I'm getting internet. Do ping 8.8.8. Congratulations, I'm getting the internet. But now, Seshu, if you type do ping google.com. Hey, sorry, buddy. Hey, Seshu, what is this, man? Why it's able to ping only? Because make sure that whenever you are going to type the names, to convert these names to IP, we require a DNS, right? So you need to type IP space name server. Who is that? 8.8.8. This is global DNS, okay? And 1.1.1.1. That's it. Now let's try again. Okay? Do ping google.com. Again saying, what is this issue? Is there anything wrong? I don't know, buddy. Is there anything wrong? You can type IP space domain lookup. Type this command. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, and you can try again. Do ping www.google.com. Congratulations. Hey, Sishu, why you type www? You can't type it normally. I can type it normally. See, are you able to see this one? You get my point? These are the things. It's wonderful, man. Seshu, is there anything that I can able to see the IP address for Facebook? Of course, buddy. Because right now my router, what I did, I enabled the DNS. After that, I told to my router if you want to resolve any names to IP address, you can use either 8.8.8 or 1.1.1. These are the global DNS servers. You can type simply www.ping, then facebook.com. Of course, this is the IP address for the Facebook. Hey, Sish, can I type youtube.com? Of course, buddy. Why you are worrying about it? You can type youtube.com. There you go. It's everything. Whatever information you want, you can see. But again, I just want to show you these commands again for your reference, guys. You guys can see here somewhere. I can able to see it's gone, man. Somewhere it's missed out. I didn't see it. Where is those commands? It's IP names. And also I need to type IP space domain lookup. That's also very, very important command, guys. Yeah. But now, since everything is fine, your router can able to talk to the internet. What about the PCs? You can type ping 4.2.2. Can I get the internet? Yes or no? If it is no, please comment below on my YouTube video why we are not able to get the internet. You get my point, guys? So this is the task for you. I don't think so. I'm not going to get the internet. Some people in their mind. And some people, they say, hey, Harlan router is getting the internet. Obviously, the systems also will get the internet. Let's go and check it. Congratulations, guys. I'm sorry. You are not able to get the internet. So to get the internet, what needs to be done in my Cisco router? Because right now, in the router, what I did, one of the interface which is connected to my service provider, this is this, E0 by 0. You can call it, this is connected to the WAN, and E0 by 1, which is connected to the LAN. So here my router is acting as a mediator here, right? So whatever traffic which is coming to the LAN, then I need to send it to the internet. That's what my agenda. But that is not happening. You get my point? Why? What's the reason? Please give me your comments, guys. Okay? If I get more subscribers, and definitely, guys, I'm promising you that I'm going to show it to you how to configure it to get the internet access. Okay? So is there anything else, guys? Just give me your comments. I hope this has been informative, and I would like to thank you for viewing.